to the introduction, okay? And for those who are requesting for it to be recorded, it's going to be recorded, right? And it will be posted on our YouTube channel. Good. So we have our books and we have our pens, right? Who has their book and pen here? If you have your book and pen, type book and pen in the chat room. You can use the chat room now because in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to deactivate it so that we don't distract ourselves. Okay? Do you have your book and pen? Good. A lot of people have their books and their pens. So we're starting now. We have a lot to cover. So I'm going to try as much as possible to cover everything we have to do tonight. And then we'll take a few questions. Okay? We'll take a few questions and we'll be done. And we're going to hear from the Phenom, and we're going to see an iPhone 13 Pro Max. So those who have not seen iPhone 13 Pro Max, you have an opportunity of seeing it today. And the person is going to give us permission to unbox it. And when it is unboxed, it will be unveiled. Okay? So whatever we do in this business is real. For those who are still doubting, I'm sure there's no doubting Thomas here. It is very, very, very real. And social proof is essential in our business. Okay, good. So we're starting now. We're starting now. We're starting now. We're starting now. Most of you already know my story. Most of you already know my story. Okay. So I'm not going to go through my story today. I'm going to the chat room to deactivate it now. Chat with no one. Good. So chat room deactivated. Let's focus. What is health freedom? Health freedom means you are healthy and you can do what you need to do at any time without wondering about the next outcome. Oh, how am I going to live long for my children? How am I going to achieve this? How am I going to do that? But you are free to make money. You are free to enjoy the time you have on earth. Okay? So we're here to learn about health freedom. So please pay attention. No? Pay attention and have your pen ready to write. Good. So we'll start immediately talking about the human cell. How many of us, I'm sure a lot of us have seen this picture before. For those who did biology, I'm sure you've seen this cell. Everybody here should have done biology at some point in their lives when they attended secondary school. Okay, it was a very, very compulsory course for all of us. I'm sure we've seen this. It's a human cell, and our products are going to, our products deal with actually two main parts. The two main parts are, number one, the mitochondrion and the nucleus. The nucleus is where DNA resides. I'm not going to go into biology too deep today, but I'm going to just give us the basics, okay? And then we have the mitochondrion. Mitochondrion is what? The powerhouse of the cell. That's where energy is produced. So anything that damages where the energy for the cell to work is produced, or anything that damages DNA material is going to result in malfunction of the cell or death of the cell. And when any of these things happen, that's what leads to disease or death on the higher scale. But usually before you see a disease happening in a human being, like diabetes, hypertension, kidney failure, or whatnot, before you see such manifestations, you must have had some damage at this cellular level that continue to spread and spread and spread until it involves the whole tissue, involve the whole organ, and involve the whole system. And then the person presents like 5 years later, 10 years later to the clinic having this particular issue. But it did not start immediately. It usually started years and years ago from just one tiny cell. So now knowing how important our human cells are and how we need to take care of them, we need to understand how these products can influence the energy producing area of the cell and our DNA. Very important, okay? So what causes damage typically to the mitochondrion and the nucleus in the human cell? What causes damage is what we call free radicals. Free radicals, okay? Free radicals. And they exist in the atmosphere, they exist in the air, they exist in our food, they exist in the medications we take. In fact, the normal biological processes that the body goes through produce these free radicals as byproducts of metabolism. So you see, you cannot avoid free radicals. They're everywhere. They're in our food, they're in the drugs, they're in our water, they're in the air, they're everywhere. All kinds of chemical agents that are inimical to the normal human cell. Some are even produced by the human body during the process of metabolism, meaning breaking down or building up different substrates to form different end products. Good. So understanding that free radicals are everywhere and they cause terrible, terrible damage. We need to know how they cause this damage, and then we need to find out what counters these free radicals. So this is how a free radical acts. So you are seeing this guy in black, right? You are seeing 7. If you know what, if you did chemistry, you should know what an electron is. You should know what an atom is, and then how electrons on other subparticles are revolving around it. Okay, rotating around it. Good. So these substrates exist on the cell membrane, and there is a particular quantity required to keep steady state. Okay, it's called steady state. There's a particular quantity required to keep steady state. Okay, and when that quantity is less, usually you should have about 8. This particular diagram you're seeing here represents an oxygen atom. It's an oxygen radical. Oxygen usually has 8 electrons, but here you can see 7, right? You can see 7. So it is not complete. What this free radical will do is this. It's not going to stay on its own and say, I will die alone. It's going to look for a normal cell or normal oxygen atoms, which are parts of our cell membranes and our cell functions. And it will steal one from here. It will steal. It will steal, oh, it will not stay on its own. Oh. So you understand how bad free radicals are. They are very, very troublesome. They don't stay on their own. If they are not complete like this, wahala. So this electron here, or this oxygen atom here that has a missing electron on the membrane, is going to look for extras from the normal people. So it will come and steal. And when he steals, it becomes okay, he's happy. But the person he stole from is no longer normal. There is already a damage. So you see, this guy here becomes sick. And because there is a damage, it causes this cascade of events where it starts to lose all the electrons, and then it starts to die and get sick. So the cell dies. The cell dies. The cell is damaged. It's defenseless. There's no protection anymore around it. It's now open to attack by more radicals and more substances that are very, very, very bad for it. Okay? So you understand how free radicals cause damage. So how do we counter free radicals? By using antioxidants, because free radicals are usually oxidative agents or agents of oxidative stress. They are usually mostly oxygen radicals just running around. So if you want to counter those oxygen radicals, what do you need? You need antioxidants, okay? Antioxidants. And where do we get antioxidants from? We get it from our food, but not just any food. We get it mostly from fruits and vegetables, organic foods, organic fruits and vegetables. That's where we get antioxidants from. And that is why the company Nature's Way majors on using fruits, vegetables, and then mushrooms and all the rest, grinds them to powder after drying, and then packages it in form of capsules. I hope you understand. So when that fruit that is highly organic, it is free from chemicals like pesticides. It's free from some types of fertilizers, meaning it was grown in a natural environment. It's free from pests. They dried everything together, they ground everything together, and then it was packaged in capsules, meaning that all the wonderful nutrients in that plant, or in that vegetable, or in that fruit, or in that mushroom, or in that seaweed will be gotten whole when we ingest those supplements. I hope you understand now. So you see those supplements, they were not cooked. They are not synthetic. They just dried up these fruits, vegetables, and mushrooms, and then ground them to powder using nanotechnology and package them into capsules. Then there's something you also need to know. The capsule itself for our supplements is made from plants. So whatever you are taking as a supplement, when you are swallowing it, you are actually taking 100% plant. 100% plant. There is no synthetic part to it. There is no rubber. So that plastic capsule you are seeing that looks like plastic is not actually plastic. It was made from vegetable. So it is very, very much biodegradable, and it is easily absorbed by the body. So when you swallow any of our supplements, what happens is that your body can digest it within 10 to 15 minutes sharply. Your body can absorb it then. Okay, so these antioxidants are gotten from fruits, from vegetables, when eaten whole, not processed, 100% organic, not genetically modified organisms. You know, there are a lot of GMOs. There was one time they kept talking about GMO creation by Monsanto and some other companies in the Western Hemisphere, okay? But nowadays, people are very, very, very aware of their health. So if you go to big shops like in US, like in UK, like in Europe, you are going to see a section of foodstuff that they call organic: meat, fish, meaning that these things had no contact whatsoever with chemicals throughout their production process. And usually when dietitians or health experts tell you to eat, maybe you have one health issue or the other, they always tell you to go for organic. So organic means they didn't use fertilizer, they didn't use pesticides in growing them. No unnatural process was used in manufacturing it. And then for animals like beef, like chicken, when you see organic chicken or organic beef, they also call beef grass-fed beef, meaning that the cow was fed with only grass. It was not given antiviral drugs. It was not given antibiotics, because it has been discovered that some places, some animal husbandry, some animal farms, they give antiviral drugs to their chicken to make the chicken very big. In fact, one time I saw a video of a particular farm where they were using HIV drugs to train their chicken, not in Nigeria anyway, I think in East Africa, whether Uganda or so. Yes, they were giving HIV drugs to chicken. And you can imagine that kind of terrible thing. People were eating that stuff. And if they come down with terrible health issues later, you can trace it back to their diet. So we have to be very, very careful with our diet. But you cannot be 100% sure of the produce you're buying in the market. And that is why it's important to take the supplements. Very, very important. Very, very important. So our supplements are mostly antioxidant containing because they are 100% natural, no additives, no unnatural substances added during their production. Everything is 100% plant-based. Okay, so what are these particular supplements now, and how do they work as antioxidants? So you see what an antioxidant is doing here. That oxygen radical that is looking for extra electron to steal from a normal healthy cell, it has excess. The antioxidant has excess electrons on its own membrane, right, or its own orbit. So it looks for that free radical that is angry, that is looking for whom to destroy and devour. And then it dashes it that thing is looking for. So when it dashes it the extra electrons, what happens? The free radical becomes calm and happy. It's no longer attacking the healthy cells. So you see, this is like a brief summary of all our products, their pictures. And thanks to the ED 3.0, there's a new product that has been introduced already. And a lot of us are going to be benefiting for those who are doing the ED 3.0 plan, okay? For those who are beginning with ED 3.0, or for those who want to add the ED 3.0 to their existing distributor tracking centers, okay? So I'm going to show us that product today. We've not been furnished to the price list yet. So we're not sure how much it's going to cost for that particular product, but it's going to be a part of most of the packs. It's going to be a part of most of the packs. I'm going to share with us some of the pictures. I hope I have the pictures of the package here, but most of our leaders already have it, and some people have even posted in their WhatsApp group. So you can even contact your leader and find out what the package looks like, what are the constituents, and that will guide you, okay? So this is a summary of the products that are available for Nigeria, right? Okay, so let's move to the next slide. Then talk of C247. C247 is the #1 supplement that we have in our organization, and is a top direct selling supplement in the whole world. It has all these wonderful benefits. 26,000 phytonutrients, okay? 22,000 rather, 22,000 phytonutrients locked up in each capsule of C247. How do you take C247? It is recommended for married people, okay? I hope you are hearing me clearly. It is recommended strictly for married people. Why? because of the sexual vitality component. You can see it here, enhances sexual vitality. A lot of people have come to meet me and told me that their libido was enhanced after taking C247. Okay, so if you are single, I don't advise you to take C247. You can go for the younger brother of C247, which is complete phytoenergizer. It has anti-aging and antioxidant polyphenols. So because of this anti-aging, C247 is not recommended for pregnant women or breastfeeding mothers. So you see 3 categories of people who should stay away from C247. Single people, number 1. Number 2, breastfeeding mothers. Number 3, pregnant women. Because it is anti-aging. We don't know if it is going to reverse the age of the baby in the womb. And nobody carries out experiments on babies. It is prohibited by law, and in medical practice, nobody does research on pregnant women to see the effects on their fetus. It is not done anywhere. It is illegal, and the person can be hung for it. Okay? So because we cannot do that experiment, we say leave it out of what pregnant women can take, leave it out of what breastfeeding mothers can take, and then leave it out of what young people who are not married yet can take. Okay? This is not a license to go and be overpopulating the world. Good. So let's move. Why is this C247 so special? It is made with nanotechnology. It is made with Synatech technology and Alkatech. What is Synatech? Synatech means that if you take C247 in addition to other supplements, they are not going to react together and start causing side effects for you. No. They are synergized to work together. Then Alkatech means it is made with alkaline pH. And alkaline is very, very healthy for our body fluids because diseases exist in the body when the body is in acidic state. And stress, oxidative stress, the oxidants, or the free radicals, like I talked about earlier, they cause oxidative stress and they ensure that the body stays in an acidic pH. And then disease can thrive in such an environment. But when the body is in alkaline pH, what happens is that disease cannot thrive there. So as much as possible, keep your body and body fluids and blood alkaline so that you can stay as healthy as possible. Then there's another thing you need to know. How do you take C247? You take it 30 minutes before eating, 30 minutes before eating, 30 minutes before eating, preferably in the morning. And when you want to start C247, don't start taking 2 capsules immediately. Take 1 capsule daily for 1 week. And then after taking it daily for 1 week, what do? You can now graduate to 2 daily, but maintenance dose, normal dose, you're not treating any issue or health issue whatsoever. You're just taking it to maintain optimum health. You take C247 2 capsules daily. But when you are starting, take it 1 capsule daily for 1 week only. Okay? I hope that is clear. So that's how you take C247. But what if you have eaten? What if you have already eaten your food? You can take it 30 minutes after your food. You can take it 30 minutes after your food with water. Just swallow it with water. And within 15 minutes, it disintegrates in the stomach and the body can absorb it perfectly. Okay, so we talked about the youngest brother of C247, which is complete phytoenergizer. Complete is like water. It doesn't have enemy. Pregnant women can take it. Young people who are not married can take it. Breastfeeding mothers can take it. It's a happy supplement for happy people everywhere, all around the world. But it has 16,000 phytonutrients, and it does not have the anti-aging components that C247 has. So you understand the difference now. C247 is anti-aging. Complete does not have the anti-aging. Okay, see it here is clearly, it does not have the 5 anti-aging components which affect fetal development and growth in children. You see why we don't recommend it for breastfeeding mothers and pregnant women? I hope it's clear. And then 4 longevity polyphenols which can make pregnant women bleed. C247 is not for pregnant women or for breastfeeding mothers. I hope it is clear. But complete is for everybody. Everybody can take complete, whether they are sick, whether they are well. Anybody can take complete. Good. So complete also has the Synatech, the Alkatech, and the nanotechnology used in its production. Okay. And it has all these wonderful benefits that C247 also has. And how do you take it? The same thing. 30 minutes before breakfast or 2 hours after eating. Sorry, 30 minutes before you eat or 2 hours after eating. That's how you take complete phytoenergizer, right? And maintenance dose is 2 daily. 2 daily, you are good, you are home and dry. But when you are starting, please start with 1 because it will take you a while for your body to adjust to that high level of antioxidants coming in. In fact, some people have told me that when they started taking C247, they took the two capsule daily dose, and then they started experiencing some dizziness and some funny symptoms. And I told them, oh, you need to reduce the dose first. That's too much. That's a high level of antioxidants. Your body is being hit with, and your body is struggling to keep up, right? But after a while, your body will adjust to that high level of antioxidant intake, and then you are good to go. You're home and dry. So usually give 1 week interval, okay? Take it one daily for 1 week, and then you can graduate to 2 daily, and you can continue with that maintenance dose. Then we'll move on to the Kiddies 247. Kiddies 247 packed with 14 essential vitamins and minerals. So for children who are young and growing, they don't need to take C247 or complete. They can take this. This one has all those wonderful benefits infused, and it's like a gummy, meaning they remove it from their pack and they chew it. So you best take it during your breakfast and lunch for children. But I know a lot of adults in this room, they don't use their eye to see this gummies. Oh. In fact, they used to obtain it from me anytime they see it with me. I'm not going to mention names, but they know themselves. Okay, so even adults can take it. It's cool. Whether you're an adult or a child, it doesn't matter. But it is primarily for children, because you're not supposed to give those capsules to children because they are quite big and they might have a problem swallowing it, okay? But this gummy, they can chew it and still get their daily dose of multivitamins, and they stay healthy like you. Good, so let's move to Restore Life. Restore Life is a very, very powerful anti-aging agent. In fact, it reverses the damage caused by aging and toxic exposure and stress to the mitochondrion. So you see, this mitochondrion is preserved primarily when we take Restore Life. Restore Life is made from wine, but without the alcohol. And you see all these are products, they are kosher and they are halal approved. Yes, meaning Muslims can use it and Jews can use it. Okay, kosher is Jews, halal is Muslims. Okay, hope we're clear. Good. So Muslims can use it, the Jews can also use it. So that tells you how standard these products are and how safe they are for consumption. But remember, Restore Life is also for adults only. A single adult can take it. Good. But pregnant women and breastfeeding mothers cannot take it. It's not for pregnant women. It's not for breastfeeding mothers. Why? Anti-aging. I already talked about this, okay? Anti-aging. Good. So let's move. Like I said, we have a lot to cover. So if you want to screenshot, you're free to do that. But I have to move so that we can finish everything and take questions. Remember, our leader is coming back up to share the 2030 Days Challenge winners with us. Good. Choleduz. Choleduz is made from omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids and also has vitamin E. How does it work? You see this blood vessel here, right? Over time, due to aging and other circumstances, things that happen in our blood and body fluids, bad cholesterol starts to accumulate inside the blood vessel. You can think of any part of the body. All the parts of our bodies are perfused by blood vessels. There are blood vessels everywhere. The only difference is the size. So you look at your hand, this is your hand, these veins, they're all blood vessels. It's just that the type of blood they are carrying does not have oxygen. But within the body, you can find the arteries. The arteries carry oxygenated blood. So you have the veins, you have the arteries, and then you have the tiny capillaries that are perfusing like our fingernails, our fingertips, those extremities, right? So you see, we all have blood vessels in different parts of the body. That's why when you cut yourself, even though it's a tiny cut, you can see at least one small drop of blood. There are blood vessels that have been transversed from that injury. Good. So there are blood vessels everywhere. And now you see bad cholesterol gathering because of our diet, the kind of diets that we participate in, the kind of food we eat high in bad cholesterol. There's good cholesterol, there's bad one. Okay, the bad ones are the ones that cause atherosclerosis. Then we have the good ones like the omega-3 fatty acids and omega-6 fatty acids and the rest. So depending on your diet, it can predispose you to the good one or the bad one. So the good thing about Choleduz is that it contains the good cholesterol, and the good cholesterol can break down the bad one. Okay, the good fatty acid rather can break down the bad cholesterol. That's the beautiful part. So when you take Choleduz, it starts to break off this thing, small, this bad cholesterol, breaks it off small, until the blood vessel can now be free of it and blood can flow freely. But if this thing remains like this, two things Number one, either the blood vessel will block completely, or number two, either the blood vessel will rupture. You see, it's already changing the shape, right? The shape is already changing. So it means that this thing can burst because the normal musculature has already been tampered with. On this side, it is blocking. So when it blocks, blood does not pass through. What is heart attack? There are some small blood vessels, the coronary vessels, that supply blood to the heart muscle as it is pumping. When this bad cholesterol blocks it, blood will not enter the vessels, the muscles of the heart. The heart will stop pumping. Next thing you say, the man is complaining of chest pain. The next thing he slumped and he died. And a lot of people have died. Sudden cardiac death is what we call it. Sudden cardiac death, meaning the person just dropped and died, and usually it is from cardiac origin, meaning something that has to do with the blood and blood vessels. Good. So you see a lot of people are dying, a lot of people have hypertension, a lot of people have deep vein thrombosis, so many issues with their blood vessels, but this Choleduz can help tackle all these issues coming from bad cholesterol and atherosclerosis. So it is very, very ideal. It is good for single, for married, for pregnant women, for breastfeeding mothers. It's very, very good for them. So it is an ideal prenatal and nursing supplement because it supports infant brain development and prevents baby blues. What is baby blues? Postpartum depression. You see a woman that gives birth and she's not happy about the child. In fact, it's so crazy at sometimes that they have to remove the child from where the woman is before the woman ends up killing the child. Yes, it's a mental health issue, postpartum depression, and it's quite common, but a lot of people do not know. It's only people in the hospitals who deal with pregnant women and women who are delivering that actually get to see this postpartum depression. It's a very, very real thing. So when you hear it online, don't take it like it's just one foreign thing. It is very much with us. And you'll be shocked at a lot of women who have suffered from it. But usually it progresses and it passes off with counseling, with some medication, and with support from their families. They get better. So you see, this Choleduz helps prevent it. It helps the baby's brain to develop properly and supports cognitive function, eye function, reduces the risk of coronary heart disease, and everything. Okay? So hope we're clear with that. That's for Choleduz. How do you take Choleduz? You take it with your food, one daily, except you are treating hypercholesterolemia, meaning you have very high cholesterol, so you need a higher dose of Choleduz. So look at this graph. This is like a summary of what I just said, and it shows us how to take these 3 supplements, okay? First week, you see what I talked about. You take one daily, it's okay, that should be enough. Second week, 2 daily is fine. Third week, you can increase it to 1, but usually I just stick with 2 daily and I'm okay. Because trust me, it is quite difficult to be taking drugs 3 times a day, every day. Or yes, drugs, it's difficult to take drugs. But these are products, are not drugs, they are supplements. So note the difference. Our products are not drugs, they are supplements, meaning they are used to supplement your food. It's like a food, but it is used to make your own normal diet richer and more fulfilling and better for your body to absorb and all that. Okay? So when the person is treating other illnesses, you can increase the dose. It's when there's an illness, a pre-existing illness, that the dose can be increased. But normally, just take 2 daily and you're home and dry. Then you saw something here, cancer, right? This cancer is referring to just men, please. Only cancer in males before you can recommend this dose, because cancer in females is usually hormonally influenced, and the hormone implicated is estrogen. Estrogen is a very, very important hormone in women. So when it comes to women, please do not recommend our products until you know the exact type of cancer the woman has. Because I've heard of a case of somebody who gave C247 to a woman that has breast cancer, and then it became very, 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 very worse. Yes, the breast cancer, the virulence increased, meaning it started growing faster than normal. Why? C247 has estrogen, phytoestrogen, estrogen from plants. And estrogen is the fuel that breast cancer needs. So you now give somebody extra estrogen on top of the one that is already causing the cancer, what will happen? It will catch fire now. It's like pouring fuel on top fire. It will cause an explosion. So please, when it comes to women with cancer, please find out the exact cancer the person has. If it's breast cancer or cancers of the female reproductive tract, like uterine cancer, cervical cancer, all kinds of cancers that have to do with the reproductive system of women, please stay away from C247 and Restore Life. Give only complete. That's the only safe thing for women with cancer. But if it's a man, they can take C247, they can take Restore Life. Okay, so we already talked about this 30 minutes before your meal or 2 hours after meal. So let's move. Aha, I talked about something earlier. I talked about cancer. Now we have other diseases that there are contraindications with our products. The normal healthy person can take C247. I already talked about it. But for people who have kidney disease, kidney failure, the person needs transplants, he's on dialysis. Listen very carefully. I'm sure a lot of us are familiar with these health issues because we might know somebody somewhere who has kidney failure, who is on dialysis, who is on admission, the body is swollen everywhere, and then the doctors are saying it's the kidneys that are having problem. Or you know somebody that has a liver problem, the stomach swollen, liver cancer, liver cirrhosis, fatty liver, all kinds of things. So any issues that have to do with the kidneys and the liver, you have to be careful. The safest product to use for such people is complete. Okay, so you understand it now. That's why I said you should bring out your book and paper, because there are some things that are not on this slide that I'm going to say, okay? And when I say them, you note them down after snapping the slide. Good. What other disease do we need to be careful with? Goiter, and then autoimmune disease. Autoimmune disease like rheumatoid arthritis, like systemic lupus, like Sjogren's syndrome, blah, blah, blah. That's one that that tennis star has. There's this long tennis lady that has this autoimmune disease that she has to deal with. I don't know how many of us are familiar with it, but for those who are in the sports world, they should know, they should have known about it, they should have heard about it. Okay, so autoimmune disease means that your body sees its own cells as an enemy and starts fighting itself. That's what autoimmune means, meaning your body is creating immunity against itself. So you can imagine that kind of state. It's a very, very terrible state to be in. It's not something anybody wishes for anybody. So in such cases, goiter, autoimmune disease, liver disease, kidney disease, please only complete phytoenergizer is safe. Don't give any other thing. Okay, so let's move. Next slide. Special precautions with Restore Life. I already mentioned them earlier, but this is like a summary. Remember what I said, right? Cancer of the female reproductive system. Stay away from all these supplements and give only complete phytoenergizer. I hope we're clear. Stay away from these ones. Give only complete phytoenergizer. For people who are on these medications, aspirin, heparin, warfarin, coumadin, clopidogrel, some people in this meeting will be familiar with these drugs, both healthcare personnel and also people who are actually on these drugs. If you are seeing these drugs, you know them, you've heard them, please stay away from these three. Take only complete phytoenergizer, okay? Then pregnant, breastfeeding mothers, pregnant women, stay away from these three, take only complete. Then for those who are hemophiliacs, there's something we call hemophiliac, meaning somebody has small injury and continues to bleed and bleed and bleed. The place does not form clot as fast as possible. Okay, such people do not give any of our supplements other than complete. So you see, complete is like water, you don't get enemy. It's for everybody, okay? You don't get enemy. Then what is recommended for pregnant and lactating mothers? Lactating mothers meaning a woman who is breastfeeding. Complete is good, is great. My Choco is also very good. Why? It contains DHA, which is part of the formative substrates for the central nervous system. Very, very important for children and for even elderly people. And then Choleduz. So you see, they can take Choleduz, they can take My Choco, they can take complete. Then for those who have heart problems, hypertension, cardiomyopathies, cardiac failure, most times they are on blood thinning medications. If they are on blood thinning medications, find out the drugs they are on. Don't just prescribe. Oh, I keep saying this thing. Somebody comes to meet me, my relative has hypertension. He has high blood pressure. Which one should I give? I'll ask you, which drugs are the doctor placed the person on? You have to give me the list of drugs first before I recommend. Because from the list of drugs you give me, I'll be able to tell if the person is on blood thinners or not. So if you're on blood thinners, you can only take complete and Coledus. If you are not on blood thinners, without blood thinners, you can take CT47 at this dose, you can take Restore Life at this dose, and then you can take Coledus, okay? So we can take a screenshot of this and save it in our phone. Very, 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 very important. Because I'm about to move to the next slide. Okay? Screenshot, let's move. Good. So for those who have high cholesterol, hyper bad cholesterol, if it is greater than 150 milligram per DL, how would you know the level? You actually do a blood test. It's called fasting lipid profile, meaning you leave your house in the morning, 8 a.m., you've not eaten anything, you've not drank anything. You go to the lab, and then the lab takes your blood, and you tell them you want to do a fasting lipid profile. And after they've taken your blood, you can go and eat. So a day later, usually within 24 hours, they reel out the results for you. And then you check your blood cholesterol, triglycerides, and the rest. Note the value. It is measured in milligrams per DL, right? So if it is greater than 150, what will happen? You can start taking Coledus 1 daily. If it is greater than 200, you take Coledus 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening. And then if it is greater than 250 milligrams, you take 1, 1, 1. So depending on the level you get from your blood results or your blood work, that will determine how much of the products you need, okay? So you can take a screenshot of this too. I'm moving very fast. We're trying to cover as much as possible so that we can finish everything. Yes, VitaMax. VitaMax is a very, very, very interesting supplement. It works as quickly as within 1.5 hours, meaning within 1 hour, 30 minutes of taking VitaMax, it hits your blood circulation and continues to work for up to what? 12 hours, and then lowers risk of heart disease, supports healthy blood circulation. It helps to control your sugar level, helps to detoxify, lowers the risk of cancer and osteoporosis, helps in weight loss, lowers the risk of asthma and other lung disorders. Why? It has something to do with the smooth muscle of blood vessels and other organs. So wherever there's a smooth muscle involved, VitaMax helps. VitaMax helps to restore the normal function of blood vessels and other smooth muscle organs or tissues in the body. So it's not only recommended for people who have hypertension, okay? It is also recommended for people that have injuries, like injuries in their lower leg or injuries in their hand. You know, when there's an injury, the place gets swollen, right? And then there's a lot of inflammatory substrates that are sent there to take care of whatever bleeding is going on, to ensure that hemostasis is maintained, okay? So somebody gets injured, there's swelling, the leg is paining the person. What can you do for the person? Give the person VitaMax. They will get better faster because the area is going to heal faster. Blood flow to that area will be restored faster, and then nutrients and substrates that are needed to promote healing will be sent there faster, and then the swelling will reduce faster, and the person will heal much faster. So it's not only for those that have high blood pressure issues. It's also very, 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 very good for people with injuries, maybe from road traffic accident, or somebody sprained their ankle, or motor hit somebody's leg, or keke, okay? But I don't think anybody here is affected by that. But we might know somebody somewhere who is affected by these issues. Good. So in that case, you can recommend VitaMax for them. So it's not only when the person has high blood pressure that you recommend VitaMax. And how do you take it? 30 minutes before your meal or 2 hours after. And it's just taking 1 daily. 1 daily is enough. Okay? You take 1 daily, and that should cover whatever you need to do. Then Burn Slim. Burn Slim means body under right nutrition. Body under right nutrition. Body under right nutrition. Burn. So that's where the BURN came from. It is made from Garcinia cambogia. It's one of the superfoods in the world, and it is highly recommended for weight loss. Why is it highly recommended? In typical supplements used for weight loss, they act on your brain to reduce your hunger signals. I hope you heard me clearly. Typical weight loss supplements we have out there, they have an effect on your brain. And how do they act on your brain? To reduce your hunger signals being sent to the stomach, so the person can stay longer without eating. And when something affects the brain, there are other terrible side effects that it comes with, because the central nervous system is controlling everything about that human being, psychologically, physically, every way possible. It all starts from here. Sickness from here, that's where it starts from. Wellness starts from here. Emotional issues, it all starts from here. So when you are taking a supplement that is affecting your brain, you are going to experience all kinds of side effects, all kinds that you may not like. And these side effects are not just limited to your emotions. They will also affect other organs in your body, because your brain is controlling the function of everything. So you see, that's why a lot of doctors do not recommend weight loss supplements that are centrally acting. When we say centrally acting, meaning central, starting from here, starting from your brain and spinal cord, centrally. They recommend locally acting supplements that help in weight loss. Locally acting means that it will go to where the problem is and work there. It's not going to start from the brain to work. Okay? So that's what Garcinia Cambogia does. It works in the GIT, the gastrointestinal tract, where food is being metabolized. So it will not affect your brain, it's not affect your mood, it's not going to affect your kidneys, your liver, and rest. It will just work only in your stomach and your small intestine and your large intestine. So its work is very, very localized, and that makes it a very beautiful supplement for weight loss. Meaning that when you eat and you take Born Slim along with your diet, what happens is that it will work on the food you ate, and it will work on your small intestine that is involved in absorption. So what happens is that fat will be prevented from being stored in your body. It will boost your metabolism, and it will suppress your appetite from your stomach, not from your brain. And then it lowers insulin resistance, lowers cholesterol and triglycerides, because your body is not going to absorb all that fat anymore. It will enhance your energy level, improves your digestion, and then gastric issues are dealt with. It also helps to reduce stomach acidity because it's alkaline. So you see, it's a beautiful supplement. And how often do you take the supplement? You take it as often as you eat. If you eat 5 times a day, you take it 5 times. If you eat 2 times a day, you take it 2 times. If you eat once a day, take it once. Because people are always asking, what is the dose of Born Slim? So depending on how many times you put food in your mouth, and food includes snacks, so it includes ice cream, it includes buns, it includes egg roll, it includes meat pie. All these things you are eating in between your food. You must carry your Born Slim with you and be taking it as you are swallowing. Anything you are swallowing that is not water, carry Born Slim and swallow along with it. Okay? So you take it to your food and then it acts during digestion. Hope that's clear. So that's for Born Slim. So it makes it a very, very powerful weight loss supplement when it's taken consistently. You take it consistently and then you start seeing the effects after 3 months. So if you are planning to lose weight, give yourself 6 months using the Born Slim, and then you introduce some light physical activity, meaning you can take walks 30 minutes daily, walk around your estate, for 30 minutes while you are taking the Born Slim. And in 3 months, your weight loss is going to be very, very obvious. Your weight is going to drop and you have better eating habits because your appetite will also be suppressed. You have better energy levels. You are less tired. Then people used to ask me this question. I'm a breastfeeding mother. I want to lose all the weight from the pregnancy and all. Can I take Born Slim? No. Read my mouth. If you are breastfeeding, no. If you are pregnant, no. Please don't go and ask me for caveats or for a way to walk around it. Don't take it when you are breastfeeding or when you are pregnant, please. When you are finished breastfeeding, you've weaned the child at 6 months, you can start taking it, okay? So that's it for Born Slim. I took my time to explain because for women especially, it's very, 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 very important supplement. Good. These ones are now available now. That's feminine wash, masculine wash, and our toothpaste, okay? So I'm going to talk about the toothpaste. Some of us have it. Some of us are signed up with for 4888 pack. Some of us have it. But it's not in this new recent packs, okay? The beautiful thing about this toothpaste is that it does not contain fluoride like other toothpaste. And then it also contains complete phytoenergizer. So all those wonderful supplements that are incomplete, you find it in this toothpaste. It's infused. So if your children use this toothpaste and they swallow it, no problem. They are okay. They are good to go. If you say I swallow it because you think it's sweet, no problem. It's made from honey, not sugar, okay? Also has aloe vera and then betel extract and myrrh extract that has antiseptic properties, helps to treat swollen gums and everything, okay? So that's it for toothpaste, right? It also contains tea tree oil. So all the constituents in this toothpaste are 100% from plants, 100% natural. No synthetic substance was used in making it. So let's move to My Choco. My Choco, I already spoke about it earlier when I was talking about pregnant women. I said it's a very, very good drink for pregnant women, for children, and for the elderly. For pregnant women, why? Because it helps the brain of the child to develop. Then for the elderly, it helps to prevent memory loss and age and the degenerative disease of the brain that are associated with aging. Why? DHA is found in the lining protecting the brain and spinal cord. In fact, it is made from DHA. The lining protecting the brain and spinal cord is made from DHA. So when there is inadequate DHA, what happens? There will be brain damage, there will be spinal cord damage, and then the person starts experiencing all kinds of craziness. You have your phone in your hand and you're using the phone touchlight to look for the phone. And you say it's old age. Don't worry, start taking My Choco and you stop experiencing such things. Okay? So you take one daily. Please, My Choco already has sugar. It's a chocolate drink. So just pour it into your cup, mix it with cold water or mix it with hot water. Don't go and take it 3 times a day. Once a day is enough, please. Okay? Once a day is enough. Before we start dealing with obesity. Okay, so these are the coffee drinks. We have 4 flavors. We have latte. Latte has more milk or more cream. We have original. Original is equal parts cream, equal parts the coffee. And then we have the cappuccino. It has a higher level of coffee to cream. But the men love this cappuccino. Why? They said it helps to boost their libido. So if you go to a warehouse to buy coffee, the first coffee that used to finish is cappuccino. And you will see one man with like 10 cartons. You just come and order it. I've noticed that guy a lot in Abuja RC, but I'm not going to mention his name. I'm not going to mention his name. He will just come and order all the cappuccino. And the next thing you come and tell them you want cappuccino, they'll tell you cappuccino has finished. There's only latte and original left. Okay? So for men, they say it enhances sexual libido, their libido. I'm not a man, so I cannot say. So you can ask the man around you whether it's true or your husband. But for that reason, the thing moves market a lot. The thing used to finish sharp. Okay? So these are different constituents. But the beautiful thing about this coffee is that it is alkaline. It is alkaline. Okay? It is alkaline, meaning it helps to boost lowering the pH, increasing the pH of our blood and body fluids. It will help people that have ulcer a lot. So if you have issues with ulcer, peptic ulcer disease, and you'll be fighting it since, use our coffee. Use our coffee. Also, the My Choco is also alkaline. So it's very, very good for people with ulcer. Okay? Then also C247 is also very good for people with ulcer. Then for diabetics, you have been diagnosed with diabetes 5 years ago, 10 years ago, last year, okay? The coffee you should take is sugar-free. The carton is black in color, and there's a sweetener inside the sugar-free that is not sugar. That is why it is called sugar-free. The sweetener is called stevia. Stevia, right? Stevia has a higher concentration of sweetness than sugar, but they are not the same molecular structure, so it does not have the deleterious effects that sugar has on the body. So if you notice, a lot of people have been using sweeteners that are not sugar nowadays. So you might just walk into a big supermarket like ShopRite and you will find stevia there in a powder, a white powder. You might just opt for it and say, I don't want normal sugar, I want to be using stevia. I think it's about 5,000 times sweeter. So you need a very, very small concentration to produce sweetness. And the beautiful thing is about stevia is that it's 100% from plants, it's very healthy, and it doesn't have terrible cancer effects like saccharin. Saccharin is very, very bad. A lot of people use saccharin. If you're using saccharin, please stop it. If you are using saccharin or aspartame as a sweetener, stop it, please. Those things are carcinogens. They are carcinogenic. They can predispose people to cancer. If you find stevia, beautiful, use stevia. Stevia is very, very healthy. It's from plants, but it's a bit more expensive than normal sugar. Of course, it has better uses and better functions than sugar, okay? So if you have diabetes, you should not be using any of our products that have sugar because it will, of course, predispose the person to a diabetic crisis. You can use our sugar-free coffee. So everybody's covered, everybody's home and dry. Then muscle pain, joint pain. What can you use? Careleaf Thermal Relief Patch. It contains all these wonderful things: nano diamonds, germanium, grapeseed oil, silver ions, turmeric, Korean ginseng, vitamin E, capsaicin from pepper, and then St. John's wort, which is an anti-inflammatory herbal remedy. Okay, so what you do is that you bring it out of the packet. The packet contains eight pieces. Each of the pieces is like a plaster. Just bring it out and plaster it to the place where you are feeling pain. Might be your hand, might be your neck, might be your back, your waist, or your leg, wherever there is swelling and pain, right? Muscular pain. Apply it there and leave it. You can carry on with your daily activities. Within 1 hour, you will start to feel the effects because your skin, due to the heat, will absorb all these nutrients and all these things inside the plaster. And then as your skin absorbs it, what happens is that they start going to the areas where there is inflammation and where there is pain and start taking care of it. So you can use it for up to 48 hours. You can use a plaster for up to 48 hours. You can bathe with it if you want, but water might reduce the plastering effect to your skin. So you can decide to remove it, bathe, and then apply it back, okay? But it can be used for up to 48 hours, each patch. And each of these packs contain 8 patches. So you apply it as a plaster, leave it there. Your body absorbs all those nutrients there. And then you can get relief from pain. Pain. Don't come and say you want to use your external muscles. It's not from your skeletal system. Okay, menstrual pain is from the uterus, from the contraction of the uterus to let out the blood that was not used. Okay, so this is not for menstrual pain because some people have come to ask me that question. Okay, hope it's clear. If you're having menstrual pain, then you should be using C247 or complete. It's very, very, very powerful for people who have dysmenorrhea. Okay, a lot of our partners have testified to it. Those that use C247 complete, they usually don't have dysmenorrhea anymore. Yes, so if you're having that issue, very painful menstrual period, you should be using C247 and complete rather every single day. Trust me, within 2 months, you will notice that you're no longer having that bad menstrual pain anymore. You just go naturally. Okay. So we're almost rounding up. Our pendant, energy pendants like what I'm wearing, and then we have the energy diffuser, the eye protect. And then there's a new product that the company just released into the market. It is called the bracelet. So this is going to be in some of our new packs, the Technoverse, the Digiverse, and the Megaverse. I think the Neoverse has one. Let me see the picture of the packs. Hopefully, if there's enough time, I'll be able to share the pictures of the packs here. Yes, it's in the Megaverse pack, the Digiverse pack. Technoverse also has it, okay? So Technoverse, Megaverse, and Digiverse, they all have this bracelet. So it's like jewelry, but it has the same function as this pendant you're seeing me wear. So for the ladies and the men amongst us that like bling bling, this is a good reason to get your own Digiverse pack or Technoverse pack or Megaverse pack, right? This is going to be part of the products you receive. This bracelet, so you wear it on your hand. It has the same function as the pendant. And what is the function? It lowers down the impact of harmful electromagnetic radiation. So it is serving two purposes for you. It is serving a purpose of jewelry, but a more important purpose of protecting you from radiation. Radiation from our phones, radiation from laptops, radiation from all electronic devices. All electronic devices give off radiation. And this radiation is very, very harmful to the cell because it affects the mitochondrion, okay? Reduces the power of the cell, reduces the energy level of the cell. The person feels tired and starts having what we call radiation sickness. A lot of people are suffering from this, but they are not even aware. They're always feeling stressed and tired, but they don't even know that the exposures to devices all around them is what is predisposing them to all those deleterious health effects. And on the long run, this electromagnetic radiation leads to cancer, especially in children. It is even worse for children. So when I see parents that buy phones for their children without putting this, I hope you can see this. This is what the diffuser is. It's the same function as this pendant, okay? This diffuser. You're supposed to attach it to all your mobile devices, all electronic devices, your TV, your microwave, your AC, your refrigerator, your laptop, your phone. You're supposed to have at least one on them because it will diffuse the radiation away from your body when it is attached, okay? It reduces the radiation to up to 0. So it's a very, very, very important product. You should have it. Everybody should have it. If you don't have it in your pack, you can request for it and order it. And once it's available, it's made available to you. Okay? Very, very important product. So a lot of people are suffering from radiation sickness, but they are not even aware because the symptoms are non-specific. They look like malaria symptoms. You're always tired, headache, dizziness, mood changes, mood swings. And you're wondering, but I just finished treating malaria. Well, we need to check the level of radiation hitting your cells from people's phones who are around you, from your TV, from your laptop that you work with all day at the office. That air condition, that microwave that used to stand in front and you're looking at the microwave as the food is warming. Please stop it, oh. It's not nice. You can leave the microwave and go away. When the food is finished, you time it, you can come back and collect your food, okay? So it's very, very, very important. In fact, use your gas to warm the food, better. It's better, it's healthier for you than the microwave. The microwave does it fast, but the damage it does to our health is more. So on the long run, it's not worth it. You shouldn't be using microwaves for long-term heating of food. It should be very, very short and sharp, okay? So you can see some of our past presidents wearing their pendant here. Why? They understand the importance of protecting themselves from radiation. And inside the pendant, there is something inside. I'm going to open my own. You can open it. You see, there's a white patch inside. This white patch is called Eye Protect. I got it out from this green sachet here, okay? And this Eye Protect releases chlorine dioxide fumes. Chlorine dioxide is a disinfectant. It's a disinfectant. So I'm wearing the necklace protecting me from radiation. And then these fumes that are being released, chlorine dioxide, are destroying bacteria, viruses, fungi that are in the air that I breathe. So even though I'm sitting down with somebody with tuberculosis close to me and the person coughs, what will happen? The fumes will disintegrate the bacteria in the air and destroy it. So I'm good to go. In fact, when I was doing my research amongst tuberculosis patients in Ghana, this was what I wore throughout. I was wearing this pendant throughout. I was not even using face masks because then we didn't have coronavirus. And it is seen as discrimination for you to be talking to a TB patient and you are masked up because the person is already on drugs, but you are doing research and you are talking with them, talking about disease, their medication, or so you can't wear a face mask then, and you have to do the research. You have to interview these people. So this is what I wore throughout. I didn't have any issues whatsoever. I finished my research, submitted my dissertation. I'm good, home and dry. So these things work. They work a lot. If you want to see videos of demonstrations on how this product works, they are all on YouTube. Just go to Empowered Consumerism TV. You are going to see all the products there, how they are used, and how they work, okay? These videos are very much available on YouTube. So go to YouTube and start watching them. Though I have some here, but because of time, we will not be able to go through everything, okay? So I talked about the bracelet. It's also like this, but you wear it as jewelry. It's very, very fine and fancy. So if you signed up with the Technoverse package or the Digiverse or the Megaverse, you're going to get this bracelet in your pack. Okay, so same thing. You can wear it as a bracelet, wear it as a necklace, or attach it to your mobile devices, whichever one you prefer. The products are very, very, very versatile. So these are the product pictures and their prices. But if you notice something here, the price of the bracelet is not here yet. We are waiting on the leaders in Empowered Consumerism to furnish us with the cost. Okay, once it's available, we'll make it available to you. But for now, this is our standard price list for the different products. The leaders already have this. I'm sure you must have seen this already. It can be sent to you on WhatsApp. So just request on WhatsApp group and it will be sent. So to round up, before I take just a few questions and call up our mastermind to come and talk with us, I'm going to share a few product testimonies. This lady, Victoria, I'm sure she's in the room. She's a connector. You can read her testimony right here. She talked about how her dad had enlarged prostate and had very high PSA value. But the man started taking Restore Life, Cit4-7 and Choleduz combination. And guess what? Today, his PSA has dropped to 3.2, which is very, very low and very, very healthy. It has dropped. His high blood pressure has improved. His blood pressure has improved. The mom was affected by diabetes that affected her eyes, diabetic retinopathy. And today, the woman can see well after even having both surgeries or four surgeries on each eye, meaning 8 surgeries in all, but it still did not work. The surgeries was not able to reverse the retinopathy, but our supplements were able to help her. Now, this woman can see better and she can now move around by herself, unlike before when she has to be held by the hand and move from one place to the other. So if you have these products in your house and you are just looking at the products looking at you, I don't understand what your plan is. So do you want the products to expire? No, now, please use your supplements. Start using your supplements. Become very, very, very intentional about it. Become a product of the product. In fact, it is part of it's part of our daily method of operation to use products. Okay? DMO. Use the product, share the opportunity, personal development, and promote the next event. Those are the 5 parts of our daily method of operation. So you must be a product of our product. You cannot be preaching financial freedom, time freedom, and health freedom, and you are not using the product. No. It means you are not a true partner from your heart. So please start using your product today. In fact, from this night. Then I have a personal testimony to share about this product. I had to close her name, please, for privacy and security reasons. Okay, I had to close her name. I had to close her name for certain reasons. I signed her up last year, and the reason why she signed up was the product. She had been married for over 5 years and no child yet, and she was diagnosed with hormonal imbalance. Okay, she had hormonal imbalance, and she was placed on treatment for the hormonal imbalance, but the treatment was not really improving anything. Things were just the same way. So the doctors told her that the only other option they have is for her to go for IVF. IVF works. There's nothing wrong with it. It works, but it is very expensive and the failure rate is high. So if you are doing IVF, you just keep like 5 million naira in one place that you will spend on the IVF. And it may or may not be positive at the end. It may or may not work. And it takes time. It's a very painstaking process. You have to go through one series to the next series, to the next series, to the next series, okay? So it is quite emotional and painstaking for a lot of people. So when they think of the stress involved and the money involved, they're like, no, I cannot, okay? Not everybody has access to 5 billion naira that they can use for a procedure that may not work. Okay, that's the thing with IVF. It's not that it doesn't work, it works, but you have to be patient and you have to do it over and over again to get the best results, okay? So she couldn't afford it to go for IVF. So when I invited her for one of our Amazon projects, she saw the opportunity, it made sense to her. But the thing that piqued her interest was not even the opportunity, it was the product. She saw some of the products. Barrister MM showed some of the products during that presentation that time. And she decided that she wanted to do the business. She signed up. In fact, she usually buys products regularly. She's always sending money. Okay, send me this product. So I did like a training for her and taught her how to use the products because she told me about her condition. She she confided in me. So I told her she should use C247 and Restore Life. C247 and Restore Life. Because C247 helps to balance your hormones, especially in women. Women that have hormonal imbalance, C247 helps them a lot. I told us why. It has phytoestrogen and everything. So it corrects whatever deficiencies there are. So she started using C247 and Restore Life. Her husband was also using it. So guess what? She started using it around January last year. And you know the good news? She gave birth last month. Yes. So somebody who the doctors had told that the drugs will not work. Oh, let's just do IVF. That's the only way you can have children. Okay. So don't worry. Let me unmute everybody. Okay. Yes, the chat room is open now. You can start posting your questions. Thank God we're not distracted by plenty chats during the meeting. Okay. So she used it, and today she has her baby. She just gave birth to a baby girl last month. And I chatted her up. When I found out that she had given birth, I was excited for her. I said, babe, how far now? How far with the, if you notice what I said here, I said, how far with that C247 now? How was it? She said, we're using it together with other supplements. All of them brought about the good news. I was like, wow, thank you, Jesus. When I was told that IVF was the last option, and she got pregnant after using it like I prescribed. She said, I continued with all the supplements plus the ones I was taking too. I asked her, how many years were you married before you took in? She said, 6 years. And today she has a baby. She didn't have to spend all that money on IVF and everything. Okay? So our supplements work, but you have to understand how they work and you have to apply them very well. Okay? By 9:30, I'll be calling up our leader to take over. So I'm going to just take like 5-6 questions from the chat room. So if you've not posted your question, well, I don't know. I'm just going to take the first 5 or 6 questions so that we'll be done. We'll wrap it up with what we have to do tonight. If you missed any part of this session, maybe network knocked you out or something, what you can do is this. You can go back to our YouTube channel and then you'll find the training there. So you can listen to it over and over and over and over again. And I'm also excited for her because the one thing she has wanted for so many years has finally become a reality. And our products are there for her to thank for that. So you see, this opportunity is not just about making money for a lot of people. It provides health freedom. During our 381 retreat, you saw that lady, right, that had a spinal problem. In fact, she was supposed to go for surgery. And she started using C247, started using Restore Life. And what happened? She came to the retreat with heels. She was wearing 6-inch heels to climb the stage. No pain, nothing. So our supplements really work. They work. Oh, you must use them correctly. So let me see what questions we have here in the chat room. How many questions can I take? Let me take just a few questions.